Hello, book friends out there, and welcome to my the West of the Winter TBR. My washing machine is being really loud right now. I am hoping that this mic won't pick up the sound. So I just got back from a winter slash ski holiday 2 weeks, and there were no snow. But look, in Denmark, lots of snow right now. Yeah, we just had to go back to get some winter. That was really sad. Going to Sweden and Norway, and there was just no snow. And also, my advice would be never pre-book a ski holiday because they are gonna screw you over, even though they have a snow guarantee, and you're like, obviously, we are gonna get our money back if there's no snow, because duh. Yeah, no, they're gonna keep your money. I did not see that coming, but anyways, we had a cozy time. Anyways, and now I am back and I'm ready to talk about books and have a nice time at home and enjoy some winter here instead. And just, just being under a blanket and read. But, I don't get to do that much because I do have a kid. So, anyways, I do listen to a lot of audiobooks. So, a lot of these books are going to be audiobooks. And the way I came up with this list was to check other booktubers' favorite books from 2025. So, I can just put my screen recording right here. I just went through these videos. There were short videos and there were some regular longer videos, and I just made a really long list from all of these books that popped up. It was quite random. I just clicked on these videos that came up first. I got a lot of inspiration from that, and now I have made a little list. I had some of these books on a very long TBR of mine, so obviously I took some of them in this list because it was like, yeah, this is another cue to read these books when other people are giving those books 5 stars. Let's get into it. The first one is called the Chestnut Spring series. I have seen this going around so much. It's by Elsie Silver. This is a romance series about cowboys. I don't know. I have not read anything about cowboys. I just think I'm scared it's going to be so much, I don't know, Republican views, redneck. I don't know. I don't think it is. Hopefully not. If there's a lot of mentioning of God, I'm gonna stop. Okay, like no. There's 5 books in this series, and I think each book follows a different couple. That's all I know. Rural town, yes, and cowboys and romance. So yeah. Anyways, I hope that it will be great because I heard so many great things about it. So I don't think it's like really controversial or anything. I don't know. I'm just really scared of that. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. I have some romantasy, obviously. And the first series I had never heard of before, but I really like the title of it. The first book is called The Northern Wind, and then the rest of the series, my washing machine is done. Please wait a minute. Okay, and then the rest of the series is called The Western Wind and the Southern Wind and the Eastern Wind. So there's 4 books in this series. Aha, yes. It's by Alexandria Warwick. It's about this girl who gets sacrificed to the gods. And it's kind of like inspired from Beauty and the Beast. And she falls in love with, I don't know if there's multiple gods that she's sacrificed to. She definitely falls in love with a god. That's all I know. It sounds pretty good. I know Beauty and the Beast actually has gotten a lot of critique, right? Oh, you have to fall in love with your captivator. That's how you say it, right? Anyways, the one who is keeping you in prison, basically. Because girls just have to fall in love with men. Yeah, no. Anyways, I loved Beauty and the Beast when I was a girl. But I definitely do see the critique in a lot of these Disney movies that were made for young girls. The basic message was just men are always right and you have to marry. No, 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 no. Then we have another romantasy series, I'm sorry. And it's the Fourthling series. I have not read this yet, so yes, I know I'm a weirdo. I'm a little bit scared of going into this because there are so many different opinions on this, right? I think it's like, sorry, new adult. Oh my god, this is itchy. Ugh. Okay, I think it's new adult because on the front page it says brutal games, grumpy dragons, sizzling sexual tension. I don't think that's YA. I don't like romantasy YA series that much anymore. A lot of them are quite disappointing. So new adult, that's my thing. I'm not, really loving all of the stuff that's going on in them, but let's see what this is about. Dragons, definitely. I think it's like warriors. Some warriors are trained to have dragons as well to fight in the war. In some war, I don't know. I have heard that this book should be really cliche, convenient at times, and just a little bit dumb. But I'm so curious right now and nervous. But I will say, I have heard so many people loving the newest release, Onyx Storm. A lot of people are saying that is so good. And it was also Onyx Storm that I saw someone gave a 5-star. It's my goal to start this series. I only have the first book as a physical copy, and I think I have the entire series as a audiobooks. So sorry, book. So sorry. And let's move on to a thriller by Stephen King. I don't know how to say this title because do you say 11/22/63 or do you say the 22nd of November 1963? I don't know. Weird title. It is from Stephen King. I was like, is this really Stephen King or was it somebody else who wrote the story inspired from an essay from Stephen King? That's what I thought at first, but I asked ChatGPT and it said Stephen King. I don't know how I got that messed up. This is not one of his typical horror books. I haven't read a Stephen King horror books and I don't think that's my style. And oh yes, I did try to read The Shining, but I don't know, I lost it a little bit. And also all of his sexual trauma mentioning, I don't know, there's some things there that are a little bit weird. And I don't think he's going to be a horror author that I would love. I have seen this HBO show some years ago and it was so good. Inspired from one of his books. What is it called? Okay, I cannot remember. But, anyways, that show was so good. So, yeah, I mean, he's not bad. Anyways, this is not a horror book. This is more a thrillerish book, I think. It's about this man who discovers this time loop thing where it takes him back to the 1950s and he become obsessed with trying to solve the murder of John F. Kennedy. That's all I know. But I have heard so many people saying that this book is one of their favorite thrillers, is one of their favorite books. So yeah, I think I have to try it. Definitely. Then we have this science fiction thriller by Blake Crouch. And I have read Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. And that book was so good. There was a lot of time traveling in that book. And the way that he just put the story together was so well done. I don't think there was any major loose ends or anything like that. It was just put together really well. And I'm hoping that this story will be similar, like that it will be well done as well. But it's not about time traveling, it's about people remembering lives, past lives that they have not lived. And then two people are trying to solve this mystery. It sounds pretty interesting. Again, a really great concept, right? I think this is going to be right up my alley. I don't know why I haven't read this book yet, because it has been on my TBR for a very long time. And then I saw this video and I was like, okay, it's my sign to read this. Maybe it was something about the cover. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have to read this. Then we have this science fiction series, Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I know it's about this world. I think it's on another planet like Mars or something else. Anyways, years ahead, not on Earth. And this world is really divided into classes. So you have like the elite and then all the way down to the lowest class. I don't know if that's called like the red class or something like that. Anyways, somebody is infiltrating the elite. And yeah, I think this big war is to come. I am hoping that it won't be too war heavy. Sometimes just pure fantasy or pure science fiction, with no romance, no other story to it other than just war. It's a little bit too draining for me. So I have to see if this will do that to me or not. I have heard so many people liking this series. So I'm quite curious, and hopefully it will be great. Okay, the next one is a little bit weird because I don't think this was the book that I actually saw. I just think I made a mistake somewhere. Anyways, it's called Migration by Charlotte McConaghy. And I read Once There Were Wolf by Charlotte McConaghy, and that was a thriller, and it was so good. There's a lot of trauma there, so definitely check out the trigger warnings if you're going to read this book, because, yeah, stuff is happening, definitely. And I think this one is a little bit similar because in this one, you also follow a biologist. You also did that in Once There Were Wolf. And this biologist is following animals' migrations. And I think she's studying animals that are almost going extinct. And then she's dealing with some trauma and some inner grief as well. I mean, this doesn't really sound that good, right? But Once There Were Wolf, it was really a good book. So I think this is going to be really great as well. I just don't think it was the book that I saw mentioned. But anyways, I want to check more books from Charlotte McConaghy out. Definitely. Then we have There Are Rivers in the Sky by Elif Shafak. And I have read The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. And I think this could also be similar. I gave that book almost a 4-star. Some of my critique was that the author is mentioning nature a lot, and you get the point of view from a tree, and that tree is telling a lot about trees. Yeah, the pacing was really slow at some points, and I heard that this book should be kind of slow until the middle, and then it should pick up. So yeah, I just have to keep that in mind, I guess. The Island of Missing Trees were really focused on trees. And I have heard this one should be really focused on water. So yeah, I think in that way it's similar, because I think she's taking another nature element and maybe a point of view from that. I don't know. But I do know that you follow 3 different point of views from humans, I think. But I'll have to see. And I think each of them are going through something really difficult. But that's all I know. But if you're into a writer that is really lyrical and with a lot of nature descriptions, definitely check out this author. I do want to read more books from her, and one person gave this book a 5-star, so yes, I'm here for it. Then we have James by Percival Everett, and this book follows a slave called Jim. And Jim escapes, and then you follow his escape down the Mississippi River. I don't know how heavy this book is going to be because it is about slavery. So I'll just have to see the mood that I'm in, if I can take it, because I think some of the books about slavery is so, yeah, it breaks my heart, basically. They're so tough. The dehumanizations of people is just, yeah. So I'll have to check my mood. So many people have talked about this book, and I saw multiple people gave this 5 stars. So yeah, I have to check it out if I can. I don't know. Then I have 2 books from Schwab, and I haven't read a book from Schwab yet, but it's definitely on my radar to read some of her books. And the first one is called The Invisible Life of Addie Larue. And you follow Addie Larue, and no one can remember her. I don't know if she's like living multiple lives or she's just staying the same age. If she's kind of like a ghost, I'm not sure. But one day she meets Henry, and Henry can see her and he can remember her. So, yeah. My daughter is in a special daycare, and they just texted me. She has cerebral palsy that they can't find her binky. So yes, that's serious stuff. That's really serious stuff. They will text me in a minute. Anyways, maybe I can't finish this video, but then you know why. Okay. Yeah. Enough with this book. Let's pick this up. Let's speed this up. The other book is called "Bury Our Souls in the Midnight Soil," also by Addie Larue. And I know this is about immortality. You follow multiple views across different time periods, and they are all connected because of their immortality. I think it's a little bit dark. Interesting concept. I think that's what the Schwab does pretty well, that she has some pretty interesting concepts. So yeah, I'm quite curious to check her out. Then I have I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman. I think this is going around on BookTube a lot, and I have also talked about this, that I really want to read it. Definitely some feministic tone to this. A group of women have been kept underground, and this girl was born underground, and then suddenly they are released. And I don't know much else other than it should just be absolutely amazing. It's not that long. Sometimes shorter books are really disappointing for me, but I really, really have high hopes for this. So yeah, let's see where this will take me. And then I have Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. And this is about Skiona. I think that's how you say it. And in this fantasy world, she gets accepted into this, what do they call it? High Majesty at the University of Magics and Industry. I think she gets hired there for a job. And they don't accept women into this usually. And they treat her really poorly. She needs a lab partner. I think she's a scientist or something like that. And they just assign her with the janitor because they don't want to deal with her work. They don't want to make her life easy. Skiona and the janitor, I think they discover something. I don't know. It sounds really good. I think this is also female rage. Maybe there's also female rage in this one. I mean, I'm here for it. So yeah. I have seen this book going around so much as well, and I think it's going to be great. It is a standalone fantasy, right? Let's see where it takes me. I just finished the Vampire Academy series, and there's this sequel to it also containing 6 books, and I do want to read that, but I don't know if I want to do that now or later. I just have to figure that out, because it would also be really nice to get into these books, right? So yeah, that's a big decision that I have to make. That was my TBR for the rest of the lovely winter. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you find some inspiration. And if you want, let me know what your favorite books were from 2025. I would love to know that, so I can put that on my very long TBR list. So yeah, you have a good day, and I'll see you, right? Bye.